Welcome to another episode of WTF Cinema.
Okay, so throughout the movie there's this running gag where the villagers really hate the guy who comes and issues proclamations from the king, which culminates in this scene. It's the last time we see him. Okay, where did that bucket of, let's call it water, actually come from? Because when you cut to the long shot, look, there's nothing near him. There is nothing there. Nobody could have thrown a bucket of water that far. Was that gag really funny enough to completely abandon the laws of physics and any kind of continuity you might have? No, movie. It was not. Despite the fact that the king specifically said, "Don't bother the wizard. He's working on something very important to me. Don't bother him. Do not bother him." The head priest and our knight gather up a team of knights and arrest the wizard, who has just finished creating this elixir of immortality or eternal youth. They can't really decide which one it is. Luckily, he manages to store just a little bit of it in his necklace, so I'm sure that'll come back later. They also come across a collection of notes about the alien.
Wise men of his world are much interested in our way of life. This is a typical text written by a scheming alchemist. It must be interpreted in the reverse. Where it speaks about heaven, it really means hell. And wise men translates into evil devils.
You really believe so?
A knight's armor protects him from all evils of this world.
So, using your logic, as long as he has the armor on, he's dead. We won! Hooray! Also, as a special thank you to Ryan Cabral for introducing this movie to me in my childhood, I'm going to share with you what I just now remembered was his favorite scene from the movie. Here you go.
Look! A thief from hell!
Devil! Devil!
I saw it.
Thief from
I know how to
hell!
take off the armor. Do you know what that means?
Devil!
I saw it.
So our knight finally becomes a knight, and after stealing a helmet from the set of Krull, he is off and ready to fight that evil alien. So the knight tracks down the alien and challenges him to single combat. Now, the princess tells the alien that if he really loved her, he'd be willing to fight for her like the other knight is. Because look, the other knight loves me. Do you not love me? Why aren't you willing to fight for me? Despite the fact that we are told on multiple times he cannot breathe the same air as her. She refuses to believe this can be so. But we, the viewing audience, understand different atmospheres, different planets, yeah? He can't breathe oxygen. They can never be together. But she's throwing down the, if you loved me, you would go fight this man to the death for me. We've been together for almost a day and a half, and it's time to prove how much you love me by killing somebody who doesn't understand what's going on. Fellas, if that new lady says, if you really love me, you should be gone before she gets to finish that sentence.
Don't touch me. I'm tired of your words. I want you to do something. God will decide with whom I ought to stay.
Wow. She really turned into a bitch, didn't she? So the alien turns out to have a little bit of common sense because he drops the chick off and flies off into the night, leaving her with the knight who she pointed out was willing to fight to prove his love for her. Except she immediately turns him down. Mixed messages. So 5 seconds later, or the next morning, depending on how you want to view time, either chronologically or how the movie sees it, the alien comes back with a horse, and he's ready to fight for the princess. So we've got these two guys fighting for the love of this complete bitch, and one of them can never touch her. I am fully enthralled in this movie. Let me tell you, I am on the edge of my seat. I really care about these characters, and I'm anxious to see what happens next. Also, every time I see the alien, all I can picture is...
With lenses for 20 years. It won't hurt.
I'll do it. Don't touch my eyes. Give me the tweezers, please.
And now it's time for an epic battle! But instead, all we get is this. Ending with the knight using this super secret trick he learned from the alien's notes on how to not only remove the alien's armor, but have it immediately appear on him.
Ix, look at me. Look at me.
Yes, you stupid bitch. Remember when he repeatedly told you that he can't breathe the same air as you or he will die, and you said, No, you're lying! Feel good about yourself now? He's dead. So, the wizard uses the elixir of life to save the alien. The elixir of life that he taught the wizard how to make. The elixir of life that the wizard tells us the alien has had before. It's not eternal life if you need a top-up every time you change planets. And the alien spaceship, which should now be under the control of the Knight, because he's wearing the armor, and the movie tells us time and time again, if he gets the armor, he gets to control the dragon. Well, he goes into the ship, and the ship kicks on autopilot and heads back to its home planet with the head priest and the Knight in it. The Knight shows many times that he can't control it, so the movie just flat out lied to us about that. Because it said, if you got the armor, you control the ship, and guess what? The ship's doing what it wants. So thank you, movie, for just lying to me. I do appreciate that. And we end the movie by discovering that this second dose of immortality juice has turned him mortal, and him and the princess can get married and live happily ever after and grow old together and... Whoa, wait! So... long ago, he drank this immortality, eternal youth thing. Great. Comes to Earth, breathes the oxygen of Earth, and dies. So, not a great immortal serum. Gets a second dose of the immortality serum, which brings him back to life. Makes him able to breathe oxygen. And makes him mortal! How? Why? I don't... That makes no sense at all. Yeah, it gives us the happy ending you so clearly want us to have, but why does the elixir of immortality enable him to breathe oxygen when it didn't the first time, and bring him back to life when it's supposed to extend life, and make him able to breathe oxygen, which he couldn't the first time? I know I said it, but I think it bears saying twice. And also, we're completely ignoring the fact that the immortality juice made him mortal. Overall, the movie, I've seen worse. There are bits of comedy, which I largely left out here, and that's because they actually kind of work. The movie does have some funny moments that work. Overall, though, it is slow and tedious, and relies really heavily on that Deus Ex Machina, which you see coming from a mile away, but is still oh so disappointing and nonsensical. So again, thank you, Ryan. Thank you for introducing this movie into my life. You're a pal.
Thank you for watching WTF Cinema. Until next time, what the f***, man?
Is shown ordering issue... It's good that you find trained soldiers like... But wow! Did I really... We'll just cut it off there.